Brian Pasick, a very important game for the Crimson Tide, and we will say that before each of their contests, literally from this point forward throughout the year.
Yeah, they just showed the highlight of Antoine Petway in 2002. It was a Petway layup in the last seconds that won Alabama the SEC regular season title. This one won't win it, but it'll go a long way. Alabama trying to win 3 out of the last 4 SEC regular season titles, and to do that, you got to take care of business at home, and it will not be easy tonight against one of the hottest teams in college basketball. Florida has won 7 out of 8. They get up and down to one of the top 10 offenses in college basketball, and they like to play fast just like Alabama. Should be a lot of fun to watch here tonight.
We won't know for 2.5 hours whether Alabama can absorb the blow of losing a player like Latrell Wrightsell, but is there a lineup in America that's better equipped for it than this Crimson Tide team?
Well, you have versatility, and if you're going to lose a player like Latrell Wrightsell, fortunately, we don't think it's for long term. This Florida team is a team that you might have to go a little bigger against anyway. So you see Jaron Stevenson getting the start. Alabama already with a bigger lineup. We'll see how that plays out as the game goes on.
Ball is in the air. The tap is controlled in the backcourt to our left by the Gators, and we are underway. Florida wearing the road blue, Bama the home white unis, as the Gators work the backdoor cut to Pullen. Then into the paint to the big man who misses the first shot. Nelson wrestles it away from Han Logden, and Bama will come the other direction in a hurry. Here is Estrada driving left side, cut off, hands it off on the wing to Stevenson. Now to Nelson. Nelson giving it to Estrada. Steps back, left side 3 off the mark. Rebound up high above everybody is Samuel to claim it for the Gators. They run it the other way with Clayton. Clayton on the near wing with the dribble alive. Trying to play away from a double team. A bounce pass into the low post to Samuel. Samuel trying to drive in against Nelson. Quick shot with the left hand, no good. Rebound fought for. Again, Nelson.
Goes one and done on each offensive possession. One of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. Second to just Texas A&M, who Alabama struggled closing out defensive possessions against in its last game.
Top of the arc, 3 ball off the mark, no good by Stevenson, but the rebound tipped into the hands of Estrada. Tried to give it back inside to Nelson. His first shot blocked. His second shot is blocked as well, but he is fouled.
And that's probably where you're going to miss. Then up and down for Aaron. He missed that open one, shooting about 29% for the season.
1-0 Alabama with the lead as Nelson misses the first, makes the second, and here come the Gators the other way. Top of the arc with the off-balance shot is Clayton. It rims out no good, and then a rebounding foul is going to be whistled on the Crimson Tide.
Nelson picks up his first.
Gators will inbound it from the baseline to Han Logden, who finds Samuel. A missed defensive assignment there for Alabama, Brian, and the Gators make the Tide pay to take a 2-1 advantage, but Estrada runs the other direction, takes it to the far wing, looks in the corner to Nelson, trying to break down his defender, gets into the paint, stops, spins, shoots the jump hook over Han Logden, and is able to get it to go. 3-2 Bama.
Love the fact that Grant Nelson passed up the 3 and took his man off the dribble. Grant Nelson with a quickness advantage.
Gators work it inside the paint. Spinning hook is no good by Samuel. Bama ripping and running. Sears in the open floor. Going downhill, the left-handed shot is blocked on a nice play by Clayton. Here come the Gators the other direction. Clayton behind the back with the dribble, but he hit his heel. The ball, fortunately for the Gators, bounces into the hands of Pullen. He's got it near the center court stripe, then feeds it to the top of the arc, and Samuel. Samuel near side to Richard. Richard back onto the near wing to Clayton. Clayton to the top of the arc. Now they'll throw it down low. A beautiful feed. Han Logden giving it off to Clayton for the slam. Or to Samuel, excuse me, for the slam.
Yeah, Tyree Samuel, one of the best interior players in the SEC. The transfer from Seton Hall with a couple of easy looks.
Nelson fakes the 3, drives in and throws it home.
Oh my goodness, Grant Nelson taking it strong once again. This time goes inside against the big Florida center and throws it down.
Reach back to Devil's Lake to throw that one home. Here in Tuscaloosa, as we're 3 minutes in, Alabama the 5-4 lead. Gators drive in, and Nelson doing it on the other end with a block shot of Samuel. Bama running the other way. It will be Stevenson giving it off to Sears. Mark back to Stevenson, top of the arc, 3, no good. Rebound fought for and picked up by the Gators. Griffin got shoved in the back. There was no whistle for that, and now Clayton comes the other way. Clayton trying to work with the dribble near side against Sears. Gives it off at the elbow to Samuel. Samuel will dribble, picks it up, gives it off to Clayton in the corner. Clayton back to Samuel, trying to back his way down against Nelson. Spins in the lane, shot blocked, scrambled for, picked up by Sears. Again, Nelson's defense created it. Sears in the open floor in the near wing now. Driving down the lane, dumps it off or tries to Nelson. Batted into his hands in the corner. Step back three, no good, and a rebounding foul is going to be whistled on Florida. Stevenson and Griffin out. Sam Walters and Nick Pringle in. Quick inbounds pass goes to Nelson for the flush. I believe that was Estrada who made the pass.
Yeah, just a quick backdoor cut after the back screen. Grant Nelson with another dunk here early.
Bama trying to double team. Richard giving it off to Handlogden, top of the arc. Handlogden picks it up, pivots, needs help, gives it to Samuel, and now to the top of the circle and Pullen. Pullen driving left side, stops at the elbow, bounce pass into the paint, a double team, a spin, a shot, it's up, and it is good. Handlogden with the bucket there, and Alabama sees Florida pulled to within one. A 7-6 ball game, but a lob pass to Pringle. Couldn't get the dunk, but got the miss. Laid it up, no good. Rebounded by the Gators. Nick able to follow it up, but not get it to drop. Clayton three is good from the near wing.
A missed opportunity for Alabama. Nick Pringle had it, but not able to hold on to it. And Alabama not able to score at the rim.
Bama underneath, reverse layup, a beauty by Estrada. Great move at the bucket, and we are tied at 9 with 15:05 to go first half.
Well, the guard, Aaron Estrada, was posted up. The 7-footer never came over, and Estrada able to get the lay-in to go down.
Pullen gives it off to Handlogden. Near side Pullen, inside the arc, and then a kick back into the right corner. The three rims out, I believe, for Richard, and now Bama comes the other way. Getting it to Walters, steps into a three, too strong, and the rebound run down by the Gators and Samuel. They'll throw it ahead to Richard running the floor. He'll lay it up and in for two.
Alabama's got to get back on defense. Not many teams want to run as much as Alabama does, but this Florida team wants to get out and run Alabama. A little slow to get back.
Sears trying to shake free from the defender. Works right of the circle, still guarded by Pullen. Goes to his left, gets into the paint, floats it in the corner to Walters. His three. Bank first three for Sam Walters, and Alabama leads it 12-11 with 14:07 remaining. We're due a media timeout if we'll ever get a dead ball. Near side Richard, a deep contested three, no good, and the weak side board is claimed by Sears. Mark into the front court. Sears inside the arc. The lob, Pringle was too low, deflected back out to Nelson. Now to Sears. His three, no good. Rebound claimed again by the Gators and Samuel. And they'll come into the front court in a hurry. Pullen circling away from traffic. Gives it out on the wing. A deep three is no good. Weak side rebound by the Gators and a reset to 20. Everybody's tongues are dragging right now. We're due a whistle. In a media timeout, three in the right corner is rattled in by Richard, and the Gators regain the lead at 14-12. They say he had a foot on the line, so that's a two-point basket. Now Estrada throwing a lob. Pringle missed it and then laid it up and in for two. Boy, he missed a chance at a dunk, but he got the layup.
The most important part, he got the deuce to go down, able to hang in the air, regain control, and finish off the glass.
Richard getting it back out high to Pullen. Tied at 14 with 12:55 to go in the first half. Pullen taking it far side to Samuel at the elbow. Pivots, driving, shooting the jump hook, missed it. Rebound claimed by Sears. And Bama will come the other way. I'm out of breath. Somebody throw it out of bounds or something. Sears, tough shot, got it to go. 16-14. Bama, cut me, Mick. With 12:32 to go in the opening half.
What a move by Sears. Had the shot blocker coming over, took the contact. He finished on the deck, but had the soft touch to finish.
Clayton with a basketball. Giving it off at the elbow to Samuel, trying to back his way down against Nelson. Gets into the paint, spins, had it knocked away, but got it back into the left wing. The three is up and good by Pullen. We are almost at our second media timeout area, and yet we haven't had our first media timeout yet. We played more than 4 minutes without a whistle. Now Sears on the drive in the lane. The kick to the corner. Nelson free ball, no good. And the rebound taken away by Estrada. Estrada underneath. Good. 18-17 Bama with 11:45 to go in the first half.
The crafty veteran Aaron Estrada able to pick the pocket and finish with a reverse lay-in.
Crowd on its feet imploring the Tide to get a stop. Far side, they'll feed it off to Clayton. 3 again, make again. As Estrada didn't quite get far enough out on him. 20-18 Gators. Here's Sears driving, handing it off, no, keeps it himself. Crosses over, steps back, deep 3. Too strong. Nelson tips it into the corner. It'll go out of bounds. Running the show back in our CTSN studios. Stevenson gives it off to Diabate on the right block. Now he'll look and give it off to Sears. Thought about a 3. Instead, will drive underneath. Hands it off beautifully to Wagee. Missed it with a left hand. Layup no good by Diabate. Tipped out long and run down by the Gators. Bama's missed a couple of what should have been easy ones around the rim. And a deep 3 by Florida is missed by Richard, and here comes Bama the other way. The Tide trailing by a bucket. It'll be Stevenson. Nice kick in the corner to Diabate. Driving into the lane. Left-handed shot is good, and we're tied at 20.
Well, he missed the easy one, but made the tough one. That was a high degree of difficulty, but Mo Diabate able to finish.
Gators front court with Pullen. A bounce pass at the elbow and a beautiful backdoor look to Richard. It was Houck that delivered the pass, and that will make it 22-20 in favor of the Gators.
Yeah, Mo Diabate got screened off. Mohamed Wagee almost got the deflection, but the pass was able to get through for the easy dunk for the Gators.
Stevenson trying to shake free, can't, gives it off to Diabate. He will flip it to Griffin. Ryland driving, stopping, throwing it all the way left side. Stevenson 3-ball is going to be short. Rebounded by Wagee. Had it stripped. Scramble on the deck. Stevenson first to the floor, and I think they'll call a foul on the Gators.
With 3 big guys in the game, a couple of non-3-point shooters.
Diabate couldn't get the 3 to go, and the rebound is controlled by Florida and Condon. He had been whistled for that foul earlier. Now here comes Florida with Pullen, stopping at the elbow and drawing the foul from Ryland Griffin, who out working it onto the far side of the floor. Gets a return pass top of the arc to Condon. Now to Pullen with it. Pullen playing off of a screen and away from a double team. Gives it off to Houck. His 3 is no good. Up high for the rebound is Diabate, who flips it ahead to Griffin now for Alabama. 3-ball, Ryland, in and out, no good. Rebound claimed by Diabate, goes to the deck, tied up, and the ball taken away by the Gators, and then a trip is going to be whistled on the Crimson Tide.
It was an intentional foul. They have grabbed the leg of Will Richard, and a chance for Florida.
His second one is up, and it is good as well. Diabate checks out, and Grant Nelson comes in to replace him for the Crimson Tide. Stevenson, Nelson, Pringle, Griffin, and Estrada, the 5 on the floor for the Tide. Gators with the basketball in the 24-20 lead. Condon will hand it off top of the arc. Clayton, his 3 hits the back iron, no good. Rebounded by Griffin, and Ryland will bring it himself into the front court. Griffin looking down low, but it's stolen away. Nice play defensively by Clayton for the Gators. He'll work into the paint. He'll put up a little teardrop from 6, no good. Rebound fought for, knocked out of bounds, they say. With a play of his squad, and in particular Griffin on that last pass, as Brian talked about. Condon will kick it back out into the right corner. 3-ball is up and good. Bama left the shooter in Clayton, and he made him pay.
Got to understand the scouting report. 2 players on Clayton, and they just left him wide open in the corner. Easy 3 for the Gators.
Estrada's floater with the left hand is up and good, and Bama is back to within 5, but it's 27-22. Gators with it on the drive. Aberdeen, and they're going to call a foul on the Crimson Tide. I believe that's going to be on Nick Pringle. Timeout on the floor, 7:44 to go here in Coleman Coliseum. Inbounds pass goes to Aberdeen. Working between the circles. Aberdeen trying to work against Walters. Kicks it onto the far side to Clayton. Aberdeen now, top of the arc and backing it out. He'll work off of a screen. He'll flip it to the left side. A 3-ball is blocked by Nelson. Recognizing it, but not until too late, was Nick Pringle. Clayton Gets it in to Richard. Catch and shoot from the baseline is good from about 15. And the lead is at 7, matching the biggest advantage for Florida this half. Bama led early by 3. Here's Estrada trying to go baseline. Gives it off to Pringle at the free throw line. He'll drive into the paint. He'll stop. He'll spin. He'll shoot. He'll miss. Rebounded Estrada on the weak side. Raked away from him, out of bounds. Touched last by Hanlogden out of Orlando, Florida. As Bama inbounds it to Sears. Catch and shoot 3, halfway down, popped out. Tipped high into the air, but controlled by Florida, as Richard, who has 11 points, now has a rebound as well and gets it into the front court. Throws into the low post to the big man Hanlogden. Now outside they go to Clayton. 16 on the shot clock. Onto the right wing again to Richard. Richard firing it into the low post. Nice catch in traffic. Spinning and then losing the handle to the Gators, but they get it back. They put it up and miss. It was Hanlogden who picked up the loose ball after Samuel had it knocked away, and then he is fouled and will
get to the free throw line earlier in this game. It looked like ball from deep in the SEC. Can't get going. Bama 1 for 13 from 3.
Hanlogden misses. Rebound claim by Diabate. Bama the other way. 1 of 13 from 3. Somebody knocked the lid off of it. Sears on the drive, gives it off to Mo. Come on, Diabate. Can't get it to drop. Rebounded, though, by Walters. Spin, shoots, and scores. Good weak side board by Sam, and Alabama pulls back to within 6. It's 30-24 with 6 minutes, 12 seconds left to play in the opening half. Gators go to Aberdeen, driving in the lane, had it knocked away, but right into the hands of a Gator. It's Samuel, a pump fake and a pass outside Aberdeen. Gives it off into the corner. Then back to Aberdeen. His 3 rims out, no good. Rebounded by Diabate. Here comes Mo, firing it ahead to Walters. Sam giving it back to Mo. He'll dribble to his right, hand it off to Nelson. Nelson pivots, looks, and will hand it off to Sears. Mark on the drive, gets underneath the basket, got fouled.
Rebounding opportunities for Alabama as they continue to struggle from 3.
Diabate out. Griffin in to replace him. Nelson with the basketball, giving it off to Estrada. Aaron driving left, going downhill. Tough runner off the glass is good. Played through contact from Hanlogden, but was able to shoot it over him. Gators the other way with Pullen. He's good from 8 feet. And just like that, Florida goes back up by 6. 32-26 our score. Nelson in the left corner to Sears. Mark double team, works away from it. Gets underneath, fires a pass. Estrada, corner 3, no. Rebound, Hanlogden for Florida. And the Gators will run. They've got numbers. Clayton near side. His 3 is off the front iron. Rebounded Nelson. Bama runs the other way, trailing 32-26. Nelson going baseline. Gets underneath. Tough shot is good.
I thought he was going to reverse it, but was able to come back and finish with the right hand. What an athletic move by Grant Nelson.
League leading Alabama down by 4 at home with 4:44 to go in the opening half. Clayton for the Gators, getting into the lane. Shot blocked out of bounds. Touch last by Alabama.
Nice job defensively by Ryland Griffin and Sam Walters. Alabama
in the ball game for the Gators, along with Condon, as they'll work far side, and Nelson's going to get called for a bump. Prada with 8. Pullen, giving it off to Aberdeen, gets into the paint, leans in.
And because he got Mohamed Wagee off balance, and that's been an issue.
Shooting a second free throw, and that one rattles out no good. They've made 4 of 6. Bama's made 1 of 2, but the big issue, the Gators are 5 of 14 from 3. Bama is just 1 of 15, and then a takeaway by Florida in the front court. They'll drive, they'll throw a lob, it's too high. Rebound claimed by the Gators, and then saved out to Aberdeen near the near timeline. Aberdeen with 17 on the shot clock. Gives it off to Hauk, and now onto the left side, Pullen. Pullen trying to drive into the lane, puts up a floater, no good. Rebounded Wagee, hands it off. And Bama will come the other way. Sears with the basketball. Gets tripped, and they'll whistle that one on Aberdeen. Been shooting the front end of a 1-and-1 and knocking it down. A 3-point game, again with 3:18 on the clock, and he does just that.
And hopefully those free throws can get Ryland Griffin going. Florida's done a nice job of not allowing him many looks from the three-point line, but sometimes a shooter just needs to see it go down, and Ryland does from the free throw line.
Nice feed from Houck to Condon. He spins, shoots, and scores. And the lead goes back up to 5. Stevenson running to the basket for Alabama. Tough shot, left hand, no. But rebounded his own miss. Kicks it out into the corner. Estrada, 3, no. Rebounded, tipped into the hands of Griffin. His shot, no good. Rebounded Diabate. Mo giving it off to Griffin. He'll try it. No good. Ball batted around. Fight for it on the deck. Picked up by Estrada. Hands it off Diabate. Outside, Griffin kicks it in the corner. Back to Ryland. Let it fly, baby. Hopefully the lid is off as Griffin makes it a 2-point game.
What effort by Alabama. Second and third chance opportunity, and ultimately Ryland Griffin gets it to go down.
Gators get it to Condon on the far side, trying to back his way down on Stevenson. Gets into the paint, spins, hands it off, and Houck lays it in for 2. The cutter from the free throw line, able to get the layup to go, and it quiets the crowd for a moment. Sears trying to wake him up again. Drives in, reverse layup is good. What a move by Mark Sears. He's got 6, and Alabama is back to within 2.
That's great defense by Florida, but that may be your SEC Player of the Year with the ball, able to finish once again through contact.
Gators with it, top of the arc. Another backdoor look, knocked away initially by Estrada, but great hands by Clayton, able to lay it in for 2, and a timeout is called by the Gators and their head coach, Todd Golden. Clayton will hold it near the timeline. 10, 9, 8, working against Pringle at 6, at 5, drives to the arc at 4, a deep 3, rims out, rebounded into the hands of Sears. 3-quarter court shot at the buzzer is no good, and the half ends with Florida on top, 41-37. Brian catching up with Coach.
Coach, thoughts on the first half? We're getting beat up on the glass again too much. I think on the offensive end, we're doing a good job on the O boards. Defensively, we got to do a better job. And then we just got too many mistakes. Like, I know we're playing more freshmen than usual. We got a lot of defensive mistakes. But as poorly as we're shooting it, we're within 4. So we start hitting some shots in the second half and clear up our defensive glass. We'll be all right.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Brian. Alabama will go with Estrada, Sears, Nelson, Stevenson, and Griffin. Same 5 that started the game. Will begin half number 2 with Bama trailing by 4. Sears to Estrada, back to Sears. Takes it left side. Down low to Nelson. Had it knocked away out of bounds.
Otherwise, it was an easy dunk for Grant Nelson.
Here's Sears on the inbounds, driving underneath. Lost it, got it back, got fouled. Conference play, but he missed the first, and he makes the second. 19:44 to play, and Alabama trails by 3. Sears with 7 for the Tide. Nelson with 9 leads the way. Gators with the basketball. Here's Richard, who's the top scorer, or actually second with 11. Clayton to Samuel, then knocked out of bounds off the Gators, and that's Bama basketball. Gators lose it out of bounds, and Bama will have it. A 3 would tie it, make us feel a lot better. Sears working left side, gives it off to Nelson now, top of the arc. He'll pivot and throw it in the corner to Estrada. Aaron looking, a long pass. Nelson lays it up and in for 2. That's great recognition by Grant to not try and dunk it.
Yeah, a beautiful pass from Aaron Estrada. A little high pick and roll, and Grant able to finish at the rim.
Bama 2 within 1, but Samuel will drive in. Had his shot blocked by Grant. That's his 5th block of the night, and he takes it away. Ahead to Griffin. Bama looking for the lead. Sears near side. Going to the rack. Puts it off. No, and a foul is going to be called.
Alabama fast break, and good news, Mark Sears back. Free throw line, but nice start for the Crimson Tide on the offensive end here in the second half.
Gators with it, top of the arc, feeding it off left side, driving is Clayton, skips it into the corner. 3 ball is up and good by Richard. He's got 14, and he has now made 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. Here's Sears the other way for Alabama, backing it out to the near side, working against a bigger defender, tried to go by him, got held on the way. His shot is up, it's blocked, scramble for it. Stevenson had a hand on it, but the Gators take it away. Here's Clayton weaving through traffic, going downhill, fires a pass outside to Pullen. He'll get into the paint. Floater is up with a left hand, no good. Rebound fought forward, Pullen got it back. Around they work it, wide open. Richard for 3, no, and Stevenson will pick it up for Alabama. Here's Nelson now, going to the rim, throws it home, and an and one opportunity is upcoming. Oh, mercy! Grant Nelson threw it down, and a block on the Gators will give him a chance to tie it at 44.
What a play by Grant Nelson. Just took off, went over Walter Clayton Jr., took the contact, finishes at the rim, and a chance for a huge three-point play.
Did he hang in the air?
Grant Nelson?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good night, Nurse.
What a play. The athleticism of Grant Nelson and the aggressiveness by Alabama in transition.
Tied at 44. Alabama trying to maintain sole possession of first in the SEC race. Florida playing off of a screen, pulling to the top of the arc to Samuel. Dribbles to his left, picks it up, needs help, gives it outside to Clayton. He'll spin free, gets to the top of the arc, drives to the free throw line. Jumper is up and good. What a tough shot from Clayton, and the Gators regain the lead. Bama running the other way with Estrada, getting into the paint, stopping, throws it off the face of Pringle, right back to Estrada. Back to Pringle, who catches it this time. To Sears, trying to drive. Lost it, got it back. Sears, driving right, getting into the lane, spinning, shooting, and can't finish it. He took a lot of contact and didn't get a whistle. He'll run into the front court. Samuel fires it right side to Pullen. Into the corner, three is up. Three is good by Richard because unfortunately, Mark didn't hustle back initially and get to the corner.
I think he was frustrated. He clearly got fouled. Great offensive play, but not able to get back in transition.
Nelson down the lane, had it stripped out of bounds. Looking, gets it into Sears. Going underneath the basket, hands it off to Estrada. He'll get into the paint, pump fake once, lays it up, and hung on the rim, and it fell through. The AC was blowing the right direction for us there, and Bama's back to within three.
Amazing play by Aaron Estrada, was able to finish over the 7-footer.
Clayton, a deep contested three, no good. Over the back were the Gators, no whistle. Shot is up, and the shot is good by Pullen. Boy, Hand-Lockton reached over Nelson. They didn't call a foul, but Bryant, I don't think, believes it was one.
No, it wasn't that he reached over him. He said he pushed him.
Right. Gators, or Bama with the ball. In the paint, floater is up, no good, tipped out by Pringle, but controlled by the Gators. Here's Pullen on the drive. His runner is blocked, but they'll call a foul.
Well, you get 5 blocks a game.
Knocking down the first and the second. The Gators push the lead back to 7 again. 8 has been their largest margin. That was at 30-22. Bama had tied it up just a few moments ago, but the Gators pushing that advantage to 7. Sears trying to get away from Richard. Now it's Estrada on the near side. Throws the lob. Pringle the finish. That was a clear catch and dunk from Nick on a beautiful feed from Estrada, and Bama's back to within 5.
Alabama's had some opportunities on the high pick and roll, not able to convert on a couple of those with Nick Pringle, but that one a beautiful pass from Estrada.
Double team on the inside, near to steal by Nelson, but the Gators work it outside to Pullen. Pullen double team. Gives it off to Samuel. Works his way into the paint. Teardrop is up and good over Pringle. Tough shot there from 8 feet, but got it to go, and the lead goes back to 7. Sears to Pringle on the far side. Nowhere to go with it. Backs it out to the timeline. Goes left now. Goes over to Pringle. Drives in. Lays it up and in. Back-to-back buckets for Nick Pringle.
And this one's set up by Ryland Griffin. Got the ball inside. Drew the defender. Nick Pringle all by himself, finishes at the rim.
Nate Oates trying to get the crowd back in this one at full throat as the ball's knocked away and a late whistle.
Opportunity, good defense for Alabama. They'll set up their defense with 15 on the shot clock.
Gators throw it into the low post, caught there by Condon. Spinning, stopping, looking, fires it outside to Pullen. Now onto the right wing, they go to Clayton. He'll drive in, gets it outside. Aberdeen, 3, no good. Rebound tip, Falk 4, and that's going to be on the Gators. A rebounding foul.
Getting blockouts.
14-19 and ticking. Time left here at Coleman Coliseum. Nelson tried to throw a lob, had the pass batted away and stolen. Gators worked the other way. Off the glass, missed on the attempt by Pullen. Rebounded Pringle. Ahead they go to Estrada. Reverse layup with a right hand is good. Bama back to within 3. Gators, though, running the other way with Pullen, stopping, looking outside to Samuel. He'll try one from 17. No good. Rebounded Nelson, and Bama comes the other way again. Trailing by 3. Estrada, far side. Estrada to Sears. Mark going right into the lane. Hands it off. The finish from Pringle. And a timeout is called by the Gators. And listen to this crowd. Score in the ball game was 17. He converts the and one, and once more the lead goes back up to 4. 13-13 and ticking. Time left here at Coleman Coliseum. Alabama, 13th ranked team in America, trailing 58-54. Sears threw it to Nelson. He tried a backdoor pass to Pringle, and it was kicked out of bounds. Looking to inbound it is Estrada. Gets it in to Pringle in the corner. Nick takes a dribble, pivots, hands it back to Aaron. 12 to shoot. Estrada trying to shake free from Aberdeen. Gets to the rim, missed it. Rebound fought for. Scramble on the deck. Picking it up will be Florida. Condon had it poked away. Griffin dives in trying to knock it away, but could not control it. Court with a dribble. Pulling to Hout. Now to Condon. Hands it off to Clayton. Clayton spinning, giving it back to Hout. Thought about a 3, instead gives it off onto the left wing. Pulling, now inside they go. Condon misses with the left hand, rebounded again by Nelson. Grant with his 5th board. Now it's Sears coming the other way. Sears playing off the screen. The lob, Pringle couldn't hang on to it. Went to Nelson, lost it. In the rebound, controlled by the Gators. Pulling, driving to the rack. Left-handed layup, no, but he is fouled.
Could be said for the Gators, and another couple of opportunities to foul them, and they've been the recipients of almost all of Alabama's fouls at the rim.
Pulling 4 for 4 from the stripe. Those 2 free throws make it a 6-point Gator advantage, nearing the 12-minute mark of the second half. Sears on the drive downhill. Tough shot off the rim, no, and then the tap in is going to be waved off. Nelson touched it while it was on the rim, and it brings us to a media timeout. A 1 game over Tennessee in the SEC standings. Top of the arc, they'll work it to Condon for 3, and he knocks it down, and it's a 9-point Florida advantage. That is their biggest of the ball game. 63-54 with 11:37 to go. Sears with it, driving and held.
Knocks a big one down for the Gators.
Inbounds pass to Estrada, back to Sears. Mark working from the left wing. Drives, gets underneath the basket, fires it in the corner to Walters, but they're going to say Mark stepped out of bounds before he fired the pass, and that negates the made 3 from Sam Walters. That's a big call right there. KB Burdett getting an earful from Nate Oates, who said, yeah, he stepped out of bounds, but he got bumped. Here's Pullen. Firing it back to Condon, goes down the left side of the lane, stripped and taken away by Estrada. Aaron in the front court. Estrada stopping on the wing, giving it back to Sears. Mark playing off of a screen, gives it off to Nelson. Stops, looks, Walters, left side 3, bottom. Rinse, repeat for Sam Walters, but that one counted. And here come the Gators the other way with Richard to Houck as the lead is down to 6. Gators with the basketball, driving into the lane, Pulling, fall away is good. And it's back to an 8-point lead.
Huge shot from Sam Walters, but Pulling so good from the mid-range.
Sears driving, looking, Walters in the corner, 3 again, makes it again. He's made 3 in a row, 2 that counted. He's red hot, and Bama is back to within 5, and Coleman is on fire.
The Florida native Sam Walters heating up from deep in this crowd, showing their appreciation.
Out to Condon, right side to Pullen. Pullen, stopping, down low to Condon, spinning, kicking it into the corner. 9 on the shot clock. They'll drive, blocked by Walters, a block shot, and then Nelson gets fouled, and Sam Walters having his best minutes in an Alabama uniform. Here's Estrada front court with a tied down 5. Estrada looking for Walters, shoot it again. Missed it this time in the rebound. And then a reach is going to be called on Aaron Estrada. They say he got the hand of Clayton. He thought he had gotten a clean pick. Nate Oates didn't like the call. and neither is anybody that pulls for the Tide when they see the replay.
And that's what Aaron Estrada does so well. Just snuck up behind Clayton, got the deflection. Fortunately, only Alabama's 14th foul.
Gator ball up 5 with 9:42 to go. Clayton trying to dribble away from a double team, throws a lob, and the finish by Condon. 7-point Gator advantage. Here's Sears the other way. Sears on the drive, narrowly lost it and does. A lot of contact, no whistle. Clayton for the Gators, leaving it for Pullen. Back to Clayton, lets a defender fly by, shoots and misses a three. Handlogged and gets away with a push off on Nelson, and the Gators get a reset to 20. Condon feeding it off to Pullen. Trying to drive left, does. Fall away, shot in the paint, no. Tipped up and in by Handlogged. Bama fans thought he too was over the back of Nelson, but it was two players going for it, and the Gators get the tap in to lead it again by 9. Nelson driving into the paint, spinning, shooting, and scoring over Handlogged. The big swapping baskets. We got to get stops. Down 7. Clayton for 3. Good.
Alabama slow to get back on defense, can't do that against the Gators, and they make Bama pay once again.
Biggest lead of the game at 10, and then Estrada driving, gets fouled on the wing.
16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 blocks.
First of 2, we hope. Time to go. Free throw up, free throw good. Bama now 8 of 11 from the charity stripe. The Gators 9 of 11. They've made 9 of 24 from 3. Bama only 4 of 21 from bank first three-point range.
And the Gators 4 for 8 here in the second half. They've answered Alabama's run mostly from the three-point line.
Clayton gets it to Condon in the low post. Offensive foul. Rylan Griffin held his ground, took the charge, and Bama gets it back with 8:12 to go. By Tyrese Samuel. Bama front court with Estrada. Driving left, spinning right, kicking it to Pringle. Hands it off to Griffin. Back to Pringle. In the lane, lays it up and in for 2.
Back-to-back big plays from Rylan Griffin, able to get it inside to Nick Pringle, who finishes. He's had a big second half.
Richard on the drive. Scoop shot off the glass, no. Tipped in the air twice, 3 times. Walters comes out with it. Sam into the front court. Stops on the wing. Looks for the trailer. Gets it back. Walters around to Griffin. Looks right. Looks at the rim. Looks down low. Looks left. Fires it to Estrada. The lob. Pringle missed the dunk. Got it back. Had his shot attempt blocked, but he got fouled. The deep breath. And now the second one up. That one's off the back iron, and then it settled through the net.
That one was too strong as well, but got the shooter's bounce. And a big reason why, the rotation was good on that shot. Got the soft bounce and big free throw for Nick.
The lead is at 5 for the Gators. Top of the arc, Clayton dribbling to his right, now backing it out. 7:10 to play. Shot clock at 9. Clayton driving, kicking it into the corner. Pulling, jumper, good from 12 feet. Sears saw him step back and couldn't get back to him. Now here's Griffin front court with Bama trailing 74-67. Well, they are hounding Walters. Now it's Griffin on the drive, throws a little floater up, and there's a rebound by the Gators. I think Rylan was trying to throw a lob there to Pringle, who couldn't get to the rim. Pulling, driving, and a hold is going to be called on Mark Sears.
They've come from about 15 to 17 feet pulling up over smaller Alabama guards.
Bama down 7, Gators with the ball. Pulling, working against Sears, goes right side at the elbow, jumper up, too strong, and rebounding foul is going to be called on Bama.
Said he was pushing off as he was falling to the ground.
Quick catch and shoot 3 from the corner, no good by the Gators. Again, they get a rebound. They'll throw it inside. Sable for the two-handed flush. Bama running the other way. Griffin giving it back to Sears. Mark driving, dishing. Walters, corner 3. Mercy, is he high? Sam Walters has made it a 6-point game again. 76-70. 5:52 to go. Walters with 14 against his home state team. Samuel in the paint, nearly walked. Gets it outside, though, to Clayton. Clayton whips the pass back to Samuel from 8 feet short. Rebounded. Pringle hands it off to Sears, and Mark will bring it ahead. Time for him to heat up. Sears, 3-ball. Thank Mark Sears knocks it down. He's got 11. His bank first 3 of the night, and Bama is 2 within 4. Gators with it, a 3, top of the arc, no! Rebound, Pringle, and Bama trying to claw all the way back. Down by 4, getting it front court, Sears. Mark to the rack, hands it off. Pringle, the layup for 2, and it's a 1-possession game. Timeout, Gators. The joints jumping, Brian Passingham for good reason.
And we asked for Mark Sears to step up. He did, and it's been more than just that huge 3 that he hit, his first of the game. But he's got 10.
Fevered pitch, pull in front court, playing off a screen. Gives it off to Houck. Houck back to Clayton. Clayton trying to drive, gets underneath the basket, and they're going to say he stepped on the baseline. He was running wild, and that Gator got trapped. It was 4:44 to go. Bama has a chance to tie it or take the lead.
The defensive intensity for Alabama off the charts on that possession. Guys flying around, forcing the turnover.
Sears getting it front court for Alabama. Mark working to his left, driving, backing out to Estrada inside the arc. Now to Sears, rising, firing. And Bama is back on top for the first time since the early moments of this game. Gators with the ball. Clayton throwing it into the low post. Condon. Oh, they're going to call a reach in on Alabama, stopping the momentum for a moment, and a 1-and-1 upcoming for the Florida Gators.
Mark Sears taking over this game. One of the front runners for SEC Player of the Year, has struggled, but he's been making plays, shooting the ball, finding open teammates, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. And we thought he made his first 3 a few minutes ago, had a foot on the line. This time gets it to go down. Mark heating up.
1-and-1 for Alex Condon. He got it to go, and we're tied again at 77. What a ball game. Gators led by 10 at 72-62. Bama led by 1 at 77-76, but the Gators can't take the lead again as Condon misses the second attempt. 77 all. 4:03 to play. Bama basketball. Estrada to Sears. Back to Griffin. Ryland looking. Hands it off to Mark. I like that play. Do something, Mark. Working against a defender. Goes right. Steps back. Looks. Gives it off to Estrada. 4 on the shot clock. Estrada to Sears. Flies from deep. Short. Rebound. And they're going to call a shot clock violation. Pullen to the top of the arc in Samuel. Samuel wanted to give it back to Pullen and does. 17 on the shot clock as Pullen goes inside the arc. Throws it down low. The flush by Samuel gives the Gators a 79-77 lead.
Alabama so aware of Zion pulling up from 15 feet. A couple of guys went toward him, and they get the alley-oop dunk to go down.
Estrada to Nelson, far corner. Lets it fly. From 3. Bottom. Another bank first 3 for Alabama. That's the 7th for the Tide in this game. Gators have it up top. Hanlogden pivots, needs help, needs a guard, unloads it out high to Pullen. 15 to shoot. Pullen, double team. Now guarded just by Estrada. 7 to shoot. Samuel with it at the arc. Samuel spinning in the lane, spinning, shooting, and got the friendly roll to make it an 81-80 Gator advantage. Back and forth we go. 2:30 to play in this SEC showdown between Bama and the Gators.
Well, that's who you wanted shooting the balls. Tyrese Samuels is good, but not off the dribble.
Estrada. Now to Griffin. Griffin with 10 to shoot. Griffin from deep, short. Pringle tried to save it, and he does as it went off Hanlogden. They do inbound it to Estrada. He'll drive left. He'll get to the rim. That's blocked, and it's goaltending. It hit the backboard, and then it was blocked by Hanlogden, and that will give possession to the Crimson Tide. Or excuse me, to the Gators, and count the bucket at the moment anyway for Alabama.
And they're going to look at it. That, like so many others, was close. It looked like it was on its way down. May have hit the backboard first, but at least I thought it was on its way down. But immediately after the call was made, the Florida bench asking for the review, and the officials going to the scorer's table to look at this one. Obviously, a big call.
It is indeed, with Bama at the moment up 82-81. It's very close, and the angle they initially showed, you can't tell if the ball hit the backboard first or not.
I don't think it hit the backboard. The question is, was it on its way down?
Says that the Gators will still have the lead at 81-80, and looking, gets it into Pringle. Nick will pivot. He'll take a dribble and hand it off to Griffin. Ryland over to Nelson, driving in the lane, stopping, shooting with the left hand, and he is fouled. An and one opportunity for Grant Nelson that would tie the game if it goes. Brian Passink, what a left-handed move there from Grant Nelson.
Oh, the toughness of Grant Nelson. He's got 21 points in this game. Chance for 22 and to tie it up, but took it right at the big man for Florida. Took the contact, switched hands, and a chance to tie this game.
Free throw up, free throw perfect, and we are deadlocked at 83 with a minute 22 to go. Crowd on its feet, as it should be, with number 13 facing number 24 in a tie game. Driving, pulling, puts it up off the glass and in. Created separation with Nelson, and the Gators go back up by 2. Griffin front court. Griffin had it poked away, got it back. Throws it over to Sears, who ran it down, thankfully, with under a minute to play. 17 to shoot. Mark had it poked away, and a whistle and a foul on Florida. Thankfully, if not, Richard was going to go the other way with an easy, uncontested bucket.
Yeah, and almost a turnover. Ryland Griffin trying to get it over to Mark Sears. Just kind of tossed it up, and fortunately Sears able to run it down before it went out of bounds. And Sears at the line for 2. Bama in the double bonus.
Sears has missed 2 today, but he didn't miss that one. 14 now for Sears. 7 assists in 36 minutes. Hit them both, and we are tied. Again, Crimson Nation rises as one at Coleman. Pulling, trying to work away from Estrada. Goes right, now he's picked up by Nelson. Nearly walked, Pulling with a basketball. 12 on the shot clock, 37 to play in the game. Pulling on the drive, the kick to Clayton for 3, no good. Weak side rebound for the Gators, and they get a reset to 20. An 11-second differential. Shot clock and game clock. Looking for a stop. One time. Pulling, stopping, shooting, missing, rebound, out of bounds. Bama ball, 14.6 to go. Timeout, Nate Oates.
And you don't want to go too early.
12, Sears with the ball at 11. Front court, 10. 9, Sears at 7. Sears at 6. 5, Sears at 4. At 3, to the rim at 1. It's blocked. Ball's into the hands of Griffin. Shot will not go in time. We're headed to overtime. The play of the game defensively is by Hanlogden.
here in the 5-minute overtime.
Tap is controlled in the backcourt by Alabama. Tide gets possession first. Estrada stopping in the lane, handing it off to Pringle. Driving, shooting, missing. Rebounded Estrada. Puts it back up and in. And the Tide leads at 87-85 early in OT.
Big-time offensive rebound by the veteran, Aaron Estrada. And once again goes over the 7-footer with a quick putback.
Samuel handing it off to Richard, who loses the handle. Tie up on the floor, and the arrow is going to favor the Gators. After Bama won the tap to start OT, Pullen with the basketball now for the Gators. Has it on the far wing, working against Nelson. It's 5 on the shot clock. Pullen giving it off. Clayton, 2. Clayton, 1. Lets it fire, and misses. It rattled out. Scrambling. Pringle took it away. They'll call a tie-up, but the arrow will favor Alabama.
Great effort by Nick Pringle.
9 of 27 from 3. Bama 7 of 26. Sears back to Griffin. Top of the arc. 3. No. And the rebound controlled by Florida. He missed that one wide left. Pullen running the other way with Bama up by 2. Nearly threw it away and nearly double dribbled, but maintained possession. Pullen looking, fires it back to Clayton at the timeline. Clayton working against Griffin, playing off the screen. Driving now against Nelson, backs it out at 9. Clayton at 8, at 7. Hand-Logden back to Clayton at 4. Lets it fly from deep, missed it bad, and the rebound claimed by Alabama. Estrada to Griffin, 3. Bottom! 5-point Bama lead. Rylan Griffin buried it. Bama its biggest lead of the night at 90-85 with 3:14 to go in OT. Nearly stolen by Nelson, but back into the hands of Samuel. Samuel looking back out to Pullen. 12 on the shot clock. Pullen on the right wing. Pullen against Nelson at 8. Into the lane at 6. Short. Rebound tip. Fought for. And a foul is going to be called on Alabama. Oh, what effort from the Crimson Tide. But Aaron Estrada just got called for his 3rd.
Great effort by Alabama. And how about Rylan Griffin? Missed the previous 3. It wasn't even close, but didn't hesitate when he got it back. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And this is a 1-and-1 coming up for Tyrese Samuel.
Samuel, his first free throw attempt of the ball game. It is no good, and Griffin claims it for Bama. 2:53 to go. Bama ball up 5. Sears to Pringle, back to Mark. Looking, gives it off. Estrada, the drive, the teardrop, and it's answered by Bama. Timeout, Florida, as Nate Oates, Alabama Crimson Tide, has taken a 7-point lead in OT. Here's will bring it ahead. Pullen playing off the screen. Pullen dribbling to his right, stopping at the elbow. Double team, kicks it outside Clayton. He'll drive, lost it, but a foul's going to be whistled on Alabama. They wanted their best. And right on
Shooting team, but individually they got some guys that just don't miss.
That guy almost did, but Clayton got it to drop, an 82% shooter on the year. Samuel will exit, and coming back in to replace him will be Hand-Logden. 2:24 to go, 92-87. Bama the ball in the lead. Here's Estrada, left side, looking for Sears. Sears backing it out, calling for a screen from Pringle. Gets it, dribbles right, a bounce pass to Nick, gets into the lane, tough shot left hand, no good. Not sure that's the shot Nate Oates wanted right there. Here's Pullen coming the other way. Finds Condon at the top of the arc, who hands it off to Clayton. Clayton driving, downhill strip, stolen by Estrada, but back into the hands of Clayton. He lost it, and they call a foul on Pringle. And to replace Pringle is fouled out is Clayton. 92-88 the score, 92-89 now the score, as Florida's gotten 4 free throws from Clayton on the last 2 possessions to make it a 3-point game. 1:47 and ticking. Time left. Bama needs a bucket. Sears with the basketball. Fires it to Nelson in the corner. Nelson looking, dribbling, handing it off. Sears dribbling to his right, on the baseline, fires a pass. Walters, three, in and out, no good. Tipped into the air twice, and the Gators come out with it. Here's Clayton splitting defenders. Stolen by Mark Sears. He stole it away, and with 1:22 to go, Bama's got it up 3. It's Estrada on the far wing. Give it to him. Mark, 3, no. Tip Griffin, no. But he got fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. What a play from Rylan Griffin. Came flying out of nowhere and almost got the and one.
2 incredible plays. That was a 2-on-1 for Florida. Mark Sears with as good a defensive play as I've seen all year. It was Walter Clayton going to the basket. Mark Sears able to strip him, and Rylan Griffin rose and kept rising. He got fouled, and huge free throws coming up.
Free throw good by Rylan, and it's a 2-possession game.
And 2 incredible effort plays. Not everything has gone right for the Crimson Tide, but you cannot fault the effort by Mark Sears, Rylan Griffin, and this Crimson Tide team.
Both free throws good by Griffin. Walters exits, replaced by Jaron Stevenson. A freshman replacing a freshman for the Tide. 1:11 to go. Crowd on its feet, making all sorts of noise as the Gators trail Bama by 5. Clayton driving downhill off the glass and in. He just muscled that one in, and it's back to a 3-point game. Estrada bringing it ahead with 1 minute to go, and Bama up 3. Estrada still with it, looking, giving it off to Sears. Mark from deep, too strong. Rebound claimed by the Gators. Hanlogden claiming it, and now Clayton the other way. Fakes a 3, drives in, spinning, shooting, and making it will be Condon, and a timeout called by Florida. 6-second differential, shot clock and game clock. The shot clock's at 19. Sears with it, midcourt with 17 to shoot. They're going to try to double team him to get him to unload it. He does to Estrada. Estrada at 11 on the shot clock, gives it off to Nelson. Nelson driving, dishing, Griffin, 3 in the corner, too strong, tipped by Walters to Estrada, who scores, and Bama leads by 3. Walters kept it alive, and Estrada got the bucket. A 3 left side, no, rebound tip, bump for, Sears has it, he's fouled, he's fouled, he's fouled with a second to play, and Bama up by 3.
Oh my gosh, Alabama getting on the offensive glass. Aaron Estrada with the putback and the stop that they had to have. Thought Alabama might foul in that situation. Florida got to overtime in Lexington with a similar play. Alabama chooses not to foul, but it paid off as they missed the 3 and a chance for Mark Sears to ice this game.
Woo! Ice applied as that one rattled and fell in. Sears hits it in OT. Bama by 5. Gators will throw it the length of the floor. Estrada steals it. Ball game. Let's get out of here. In overtime, Alabama remains all alone in first place in the Southeastern Conference race with 5 contests remaining. Bama 98, Florida 93. Post game in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.